What is up, guys? Rick Cacus here, and today we've got some brand new and very exciting Destiny 2 news. Now, I was sitting down editing a new raid versus video. By the way, the new raid perks have had some pretty substantial impact on certain weapon categories, power weapons especially, so stay tuned to the channel for that. But suddenly, Bungie drops on their Twitter something huge. A roadmap for exactly what content is coming to Destiny 2 within a short time frame, and exactly when that specific content is arriving as well. Now, I know there's still a lot of people with the mindset of Destiny 2 is dead, Destiny 2 sucks, and I totally understand that. Looking at the problems of this game, it's a mountain Bungie has to climb over to frankly get things going on the right track again. And I totally understand anyone who is disenfranchised with the game. But this is exactly what we want to see. If Destiny 2 is going to improve, then an exact roadmap of what content is being added and exactly when it's being added is the thing that is going to help. So good job, Bungie, you're finally on the right track. Let's see what you can do. So this is the roadmap here. And right off the bat, we see patch 1.1.2. This is what happened only days ago. We can see armor, Masterworks, raid reward improvements, Prometheus lands buff, etc. I'm not going to go over everything because, of course, we just got this update. And I think overall, this update was pretty positive. I don't think it's addressed a lot of the main issues, but Masterwork Exotics have certainly made armor worth getting again, and the raid perks are great. They're one of the best additions, and I would urge anyone who hasn't been playing the game to go back and try out those raid perks. They really make you feel powerful in the raid. I wish these type of mods were applied everywhere, not just in the raid, with every type of armor. But I digress. After this update, many people were wondering, what's next? Well, it turns out there's going to be 2 more updates within the current Season 2 of Destiny 2. The next one is going to be on February 27th. It's patch 1.1.3, dedicated strikes and social. Here are the changes coming. Firstly, Nightfall scoring and high score tracking. So now the Nightfalls in D2 are going to be similar to the D1 strike scoring system, and you're going to have apparently in-game leaderboards as well. So the PvE players definitely have something more to do. Next, this is interesting and I didn't expect to read this, an emblem/aura rework. A rework for emblems and auras? Well, auras certainly are something that I think could be improved upon. They don't last for very long, only a week. They usually look pretty similar to other auras and so on. So I understand the aura rework, but reworking emblems is very, very interesting. I'm interested to see what Bungie actually does with this. And if they do something substantial, collectors are going to be very happy about that. After that, we have Fireteam members on destination map, simple update to the UI. Next, PC public text chat, an opt-in feature. Next, exotic repetition reduction, so you're going to have a much less likely chance to get 2 of the same exotics in a row. After that, companion mod and shader interactions, good. And then companion vendor viewing, decent, but mainly here at the bottom, this is going to be interesting. Nightfall strike unique rewards. Okay, now you may notice it's in a different color of font, and that's because the yellow asterisks mean that it's a stretch goal, and these things could be moved into a later update. Bungie's gonna try to do them on February 27th or whenever they're supposed to come, but it is possible that they will be delayed, so keep that in mind. But there's quite a few things going on in that statement. Nightfall strike unique rewards. Well, I have been advocating that Bungie add strike unique rewards since Destiny 2 basically came out. I think it was a great feature in D1, really want to see it return, and maybe it is, but again it says Nightfall strike. So perhaps they're introducing strike exclusive loot very similar to Destiny 1, but you can only acquire them from Nightfalls. That's actually pretty interesting. So every single week, the Nightfall is going to be on a specific strike, and offering a exclusive legendary weapon perhaps. And that's really gonna spice up Nightfall strikes, and that's coming at the same time, hopefully, as the Nightfall scoring. So Nightfalls are definitely going to be high on the priority list for your weekly milestones. And moving on from there, what update is next? Well, it's patch 1.1.4 titled Sandbox and Crucible, and it's arriving on March 27th. This will be the last update for Season 2. And here's what it introduces. Firstly, weapon and ability sandbox changes. So it is the next sandbox update going to rebalance weapons, armor, abilities, all of that stuff. That could range from not impactful at all, like the last sandbox update, and game-changing if they change the meta. So who knows what that's going to bring. Next up, heroic strike modifiers. Yes, heroic strike modifiers coming back, baby. I am very excited for that. That's going to be great. But right under that, Iron Banner 6v6. Wow, so the March Iron Banner, or perhaps the next Iron Banner in April, is going to be 6v6. That's huge. I know a lot of people just really want 6v6, and I think that's really going to spice up Iron Banner. Next, after that, we have weekly Crucible playlists, including Mayhem. So bam, Mayhem's coming back, and it's going to be at a rotating weekly playlist. Next up, Crucible ammo and gameplay tuning. It looks like they're changing how the power ammo economy is working. And then Nightfall challenge cards. I don't even know what that is necessarily, other than perhaps it's beat a Nightfall in a certain amount of time or do something. Challenge cards could be somewhat similar to bounties within Destiny 1. So that's actually very interesting. I don't know what to make of that. Next up, Crucible quitter penalties. Long overdue, but if you're someone who backs out when you don't get your way, you'll get a little bit of a negative effect. Next after that, we have repeat Crucible map / strike protection. Thank goodness. Nothing sucks more than getting Exodus Black 12 times in a row in strikes, or even twice in a row. And then lastly, and this is a stretch goal, remember, but it does say exotic weapon and armor sandbox changes. Now that's very important, and it's in its own category as opposed to just being part of the weapon and ability sandbox changes, because Bungie has gone out and said, we are really completely changing how exotics work in Destiny 2. And in doing so, they aim to put the power back into exotics and to make exotics, really worth using. The argument for a long time has been, why are you trying so hard to balance exotics to the point where a lot of people don't even use exotics in PvP and even PvE now with Masterworks, when you can only use one exotic in your loadout? Like, exotics are supposed to be very powerful. So they're taking a design pass on exotics, and March 27th, we could get a really big change to how they function in-game. But moving on from there, there is one more update coming after that that's outlined on this roadmap, and it's the first update of Season 3, Update 1.2.0, titled A New Season of Content. Now remember, the different seasons change when expansions do come out. So this Season 3 changeover will also happen at the same time as we get DLC number 2, the Warmind DLC. So here are the things coming. Number 1, Eater of Worlds Prestige Mode. Hey, look, they didn't forget about that. So that's been a long time coming. They probably should have introduced that already. Not going to give them props on that one. Nextly, well, I could say that for most things, but I digress. Next, after that, seasonal Crucible ranking. So, Crucible ranking is coming in May. Next, private matches. Could have said the same thing there. Next, vault space increase. Very glad to see that, and very glad to see it accompany a DLC launch. Like, it would have really sucked if the next DLC launched and all these new weapons and armor and exotics came, and we had nowhere to put them. So that is a well-timed improvement. After that, the multi-emote wheel is finally coming, and here is also interesting. Exotic Masterworks is coming. Previously, on the last development update, Bungie had exotic Masterworks listed in the fall 2018 category. So now that it's coming in May, that's a huge improvement. Masterwork exotics absolutely need to be added, and remember, they're going to be added at around the same time or potentially just after exotics have gotten buffed substantially from the exotic armor and weapons sandbox changes. So A lot of changes to exotics coming in a couple months there. Then seasonal vendor progression, that's an interesting improvement. Faction rallies improvements. And then lastly, the mods system improvement. Now, mods 2.0 has been something Bungie's talking about for a while. They're really gonna, according to them, completely go in and blow everyone away with what they're doing with mods. They're making mods substantially more powerful. And if we take a look at the new mods for the raid armor, we can maybe get a sense of what's coming. Getting a melee kill and getting 20% more damage in the raid. Obviously, that's not going to be applied universally, but even getting a melee kill and doing 5% more damage would be a pretty big deal to have universally within mods. So that's actually pretty exciting. And there we have it. So those are the 3 new updates outlined with exactly what is coming. Again, guys, this is great. Now, I'm not here to argue that Destiny 2 will be completely fixed by May, or that Bungie has totally redeemed themselves for the screw-ups they've made. That's not what I'm saying at all, but I mean, a lot of us own this game, and I certainly rather see improvements than no improvements. And this roadmap, there's a lot of very good changes there. Like exotic Masterworks coming much sooner than I thought it would. The Nightfall exclusive rewards, I'm really interested to see what those are. There's a lot of good things in here and outlined exactly when they're coming, so you know what, this is good. We need more of this, and Bungie, I really hope that you can add even more bullet points to each of these updates, because that's what we need right now. A lot of changes, a lot of content, and that is really going to help make Destiny 2 finally what it should have been. Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. Now, if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.